Hey guys, this is day 3 of my personal Shayloss journey. It's not going too bad, it's not going perfect so far, but I remember last week I actually ate well and exercised, and I remember Sunday afternoon, I just had in my mind, I felt like treating myself. It wasn't like I had a loss of control or anything. I just decided, hey, I haven't eaten bad, I've eaten well, I exercised every day for 4 days in a row. Maybe I'll just treat myself. And I thought at this point I was a little bit curious what it would be like to have junk food again after being, I guess, junk food sober for a while. You know, just to analyze why it's so addictive, why you crave these foods so much. Same thing with coffee. If you drink coffee every day, then coffee's just a normal part of your routine, and drinking coffee will just make you feel normal because you're used to it. But try not drinking coffee for 3 or 4 days. Most people say, I'm not myself before my coffee. And if you drink coffee every day, you won't really understand what it does to you until you stop for a while, lose the addiction, and then drink it again. Because when you drink when you're avid coffee drinker and you stop drinking it, then the first couple days you'll feel really grumpy and tired and kind of standoffish and be craving caffeine all the time. And then once you get over that and maybe go 4 days without a coffee and then drink coffee again, you'll notice that cup of coffee after that break of time, you'll have a much more extreme caffeine high, and you'll kind of understand the feeling on its own a lot more. And that was kind of my way of thinking about this ice cream, or maybe my justification for eating ice cream is analyzing why it's so addictive. But I did learn from it. I went to Dairy Queen, got a Blizzard, and I say, like, the first bite of that ice cream was so delicious because after eating like vegetables and fruit for a few days, you're just not used to that amount of sugar all at once. But the first few bites were this shows me why I have to be so careful. It was just the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. It was just so creamy and sugary, and the endorphins were just firing from my brain, so I just felt like I was on this like ice cream sugar high, and it was incredible. I'm like, okay, so now I see why high sugar foods are so addictive. So I bite into the burger, and the first few bites were good. But then, like, after I noticed my craving was satisfied halfway through the burger, the first thing I realized after eating well for a few days, that I was starting to feel kind of like weird in my stomach and full in my stomach just halfway through that burger. I also noticed that the bun itself kind of just dissolved in my mouth. It was kind of like thin, cheap bun. And I just know, like, whole grains or whatever don't really just dissolve in your mouth like this fluffy, I don't know, hamburger bun. So you could tell right there it's not good for you. And I also realized my favorite thing about the whole burger was the tomato. After getting used to eating vegetables for a while, my favorite thing about that burger was the tomato. And I don't even like tomatoes that much. I like them on stuff sometimes, but that says something right there. My least favorite vegetable was my favorite thing out of that whole hamburger. And by the end of the burger, it just tasted gross. It was just like, ugh. The cheese, the cheese on it just tasted salty and gross, and ugh. So then after that, I took a few bites of the French fries, and it's just, I don't know, like, if I were a vegetarian going to fast food, I'd think it's gross, just gross food. Like, it's not even food, it's just, I don't know, it's, the French fries there are just like pasty, sugary things, and I know I like them when I'm on like a junk food binge, or when I'm regularly eating junk food and I'm craving junk food, then that stuff tastes good. It's like an acquired taste, sort of like beer and coffee and cigarettes. If you drink coffee or beer or smoke cigarettes, at first it's a bad taste. Your first beer usually isn't like, I can see why everyone likes this delicious liquid. It's kind of like, ugh, this kind of tastes kind of weird, but it makes me feel funny, and you associate that good feeling with the taste of the beer, and over time that beer kind of starts to taste good. Same with coffee. The first time you drink coffee, you're just like, bleh. But also the first time you drink coffee, you have a caffeine rush, and that you feel happy from that caffeine rush and more energy. So over time, your body's like, well, better make this taste. Coffee still tastes weird, but people like it because it's an acquired taste. It's kind of odd. It's not like any other food. It's not like sugar or salt, although you could put sugar in it. It's a weird taste, and at first you don't like it, but because it does stuff to your brain, after a while it starts to taste good. Same with this junk food. It's just gross. Get used to eating fruits and vegetables. After a while they will start, they taste boring compared to most junk food, but after a while you get used to it, and I find if I have like a bunch of fruits and vegetables, I like it more. The only problem I'm finding with eating well though is that it's expensive. I started doing push-ups last Thursday, just one session to see how many I could in one session. I started off with 22, next day I did 24, next day I did 29, so a nice jump. Then the next day I did 30, then the next day I did another 30, and I guess today is day 6 and I got 31. So I'm slowly improving. And if I had more energy and ate right today and exercised the last couple days, I probably would have had more energy to do more push-ups. So I'm sure I'll be able to do more once I start kicking my butt into gear again. Alright, I'm pretty sure this went really long, so peace.